From the surface, fishing may just seem like a boring side activity, something you can use to decorate your houses, or an outlet to get away from the frustrations of PvE. Aw, Minion, I hate you, dude. However, it can be much more useful than that. Of all the places that you can fish in Wizard101, the Aero Village, Elephant Graveyard, and Polarian Shipwreck are the pinnacle of Wiz perfection. These three areas alone address gold farming, mega snacks, cosmetics, and stat boosting mounts, all of which will definitely help you improve as a player in this game. Okay, well, maybe not the cosmetics, but it doesn't hurt to look nice, eh? Fishing can be annoying, and completing the fishing quests to get the spells to be able to fish at these places can seem like a daunting task. However, you can still have the exact same access to all these benefits, even as a beginner fisher with some compromises. In this video, I'll be showing you the 3 best places to fish in Wizard101, as well as how to fish at those places as efficiently as possible, whether you are a beginner and don't have spells, or you are already done with all the fishing quests and have access to every spell in the game. Before I get started, it is important that you know the basics of how fishing works in Wizard101, so allow me to refer you back to how fishing works in Wizard101. This video will allow you to have access to all the basic information that I will not be repeating in this video to keep it more concise, so please be sure to check that out. Also, a lot of planning does go into these videos, so if you find it helpful and would like to see more of them, please be sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and enable notifications with the bell icon. It's free, it helps me out a lot more than you know, and it can change your mind at any time. Let's get started. The first and most important place you should know how to fish in, and what to fish for, is the Aero Village. This is because this house is the easiest place to fish for blackberry jellyfish. These purple creatures are the best way to get a lot of gold at lower levels, mega snacks on a new account, and they're just the fastest way to get gold at any level during the Zero Energy member benefit. Before I show you how to catch them, remember that to sell fish, you go over to Lucky Hook Line in the Commons, click Sell Your Fish, and check a few or all of them to sell them. If you instead want to craft them into Mega Snacks, you will have to be Master Artisan in Crafting, which you earn after you finish the crafting quest in Dragonspire. Once you have done that, talk to Shazam in the Oasis, located right over here. He sells the golden wheat bread recipe, which is the Mega Snack we're going to want to craft. It only costs 2,000 gold to buy the recipe, and once you have the recipe, you do have it forever. To craft it, you only need 1 blackberry jellyfish for each mega snack, and then 4 pristine vials and 5 keen eyes. Both of these 2 things can be purchased from vendors in Celestia. Now, the pristine vials can be purchased from Archidas here in Celestia Base Camp. He is located right over here, and they cost 500 gold apiece if we go to the final page. And since you need 4 of them, that means for each golden wheat bread, you're going to need to spend 2,000 gold in pristine vials. To get the keen eyes, you're going to want to go to the Archivist, who is in the District of the Stars, right over here. If you talk to the Archivist, go to Treasure Card Shop, go over to Astral Spells, click keen eyes, and it does cost 50 gold for each one, so you're going to need 250 gold in keen eyes for each golden wheat bread. So let's just go ahead and buy 5 of them, 250 gold, and those are the reagents you need for 1 single golden wheat bread. Now, if we go ahead and assume each blackberry jellyfish sells for an average of 5,500 gold, and it costs 2,250 in other reagents to craft each golden wheat bread, you should catch 3 blackberry jellyfish for every 2 mega snacks. This is assuming you are a low enough level to where there isn't a viable alternative to getting gold at a reasonable rate. Otherwise, each fish that you catch is 1 mega snack. Remember, you still need to have completed Dragonspire crafting to buy the recipe to make these fish useful as mega snacks instead of just gold. There is no level or main quest requirement to crafting quests other than the Ravenwood quest at the beginning of the game, provided someone else can teleport to the different locations and provided you have the reagents required to finish the quests. Now that you have all that information, I'm actually going to show you how to get to the Aero Village house and actually fish for these blackberry jellyfish. Now obviously, there would be no point in me explaining all this information to you if you had to spend $40 to get the house yourself. So what you're going to want to go ahead and do is go to Castle Tours and press X on Morella here. And you want to go to Visit Castle, Top Rated, and you're going to want to select one of these 6. So you're going to want to start off at the top with Top Rated, sort of alphabetically, and if you don't see Aero Village right away, you're going to want to click this back arrow and then check the next section. Almost always there will be someone that has an Aero Village house because this is one of the best houses in the game. It's an easy way to get really highly rated on housing, but a lot of people do decorate them, of course. This is a very desirable house for any player to want to fish in. So as you can see, I went through these top 3, still haven't found it. Let's go to top crazy, and as you can see, we finally have the Aero Village right here. So you want to keep on going through all the top lists, and eventually you should be able to find it. Go to any one of these crazy houses, these Aero Villages, and what you're going to want to pay attention to is the fact that there are 2 separate ponds. There's this front pond right here, and there's this back pond. Now, it is important to know that these 2 ponds are different. You will not find any blackberry jellyfish in this pond. It is not worth it at all. If you want to get blackberry jellyfish, you're going to want to be here. Now, the way I'm going to show you how to get these fish, I'm going to give you a beginner method as well as an advanced method. I'm going to explain exactly what spells you need for each method. To start off, I will go ahead and show you the beginner's method. So the beginner method is for those of you that have not done much fishing. Let's say you are lower level, you're new to fishing, you don't want to go through that many fishing quests, you just want your blackberry jellyfish right now. Now, obviously with the beginner method, you're not going to be able to get them as efficiently as possible, as energy efficient as possible. However, it is super easy to get into blackberry jellyfish fishing with this method, so the only 2 spells you're going to go ahead and need are any type of ice lure, and obviously the easiest one is the rank 1 ice lure. That is because the fish that are back here are ice fish, they're rank 2 ice fish, blackberry jellyfish. There are other types of ice fish back here. There is the sand bass, which is super rare to get, so you won't have to worry about it too much, and even if you do get it, it sells for a lot of gold, which is pretty nice. And then there's a cranky catfish, which you really don't want to get, but obviously this is the beginner's method, and there are some drawbacks to it, which are those, you know, you're gonna sometimes catch 2 other fish that you don't want, but it's still a great method in my opinion. So obviously, rank 1 ice lure to catch the ice fish. You get this for free. It's the very first spell you ever get in fishing. Literally everyone that has done fishing has this spell. So I don't even need to explain how to get it really, because you just get it from doing fishing. And the other spell you're gonna need is winnow ice fish. That is because there are a lot of non-ice fish here. We already catch 3 different types of fish, even if we narrow it down to only ice fish. So to narrow it down as much as possible, save as much energy as possible, as easily as possible, without, you know, catching all the other fish. 3 energy to catch each fish right here. That is not super energy efficient. We do want to scare away all non-ice fish. So to get this spell, you do need to be level 3 in fishing, which is really easy to get. Even though rank 6 is really hard to get in fishing, you have to catch a lot of different fish to catch. But because the way it works is the higher you level up, the more fishing XP you need to level up. Level 3 is insanely easy to get, so get to level 3 and then go to Timur Flamecaster, who is in the labyrinth in Dragonspire. You don't have to do the labyrinth quest itself. You can just teleport to someone in there, and you don't even have to do any of the quests. He'll just be there, readily available at the beginning. As long as you're rank 3, you have 1,000 gold, you can buy all the Winnow School spells, and that's where you get Winnow Ice Fish from. So again, you go back here, Winnow Ice Fish. That will scare away all fish except ice fish, which will only leave us with blackberry jellyfish, sand bass, and cranky catfish in the pool. You won't find sand bass every single time, but you will find blackberry jellyfish and catfish and cranky catfish from here. So again, once you winnow ice fish, it'll cost 7 energy. You'll get rid of all those other random schoolfish that we don't want. Throw down your ice lure right somewhere in front of the fish, somewhere in its pathing, and as soon as the thing lights up and this thing, the text on here changes to invoke spell, it is ready to cast. As soon as you hear that distinctive sound from my previous fishing video where it goes under, you can press space to catch the fish. Again, make sure you have fishing gear on because these are rank 2 fish. We're catching with a rank 1 lure. It's already a lower chance to even catching the fish since we're using a different level lure. So make sure you just make it as easy as possible. Get the fishing gear, super easy to get. And there we go, we caught a blackberry jellyfish. So what you're going to want to go ahead and do is catch all the fish in this pond, this back pond only, not back there. Actually, there won't even be fish back here because we winnowed ice fish. There's no ice fish that spawn back there. So again, only this area, that's where the blackberry jellyfish spawn. Fish out all the fish that you can from here. And unfortunately, since we're not level 6 and since it is a beginner's method, you're not going to have summon fish to reset the fishing pond instantly. So once you have fished for all the fish back here, if you have energy left and you want to continue to fish for more jellyfish, what you're going to have to do is wait for the pond to reset. And to do that, you have to exit the house, wait 20 minutes, and then come back. And that's because fish respawn every 20 minutes in a pond. You have to leave the area and come back after those 20 minutes have passed, or for 20 minutes, or however it is. But 20 minutes is what you need to wait. That is the drawbacks of using the beginner's method. And obviously, if you have the 0 energy benefit going on, then just do the fishing quest, do the advanced method, which I will show you in just a second here. There we go. There's another blackberry jellyfish. I'm going to go ahead and fish for this last little fish right here. Let's check around. Yep, this is the last fish over here. So, again, most likely you will catch the blackberry jellyfish, but, again, you do have a chance to get sand bass, cranky catfish. Let's see. Hopefully this is a blackberry jellyfish, obviously, if this was you, but I do want to see if I can show you that there are other fish here as well. Let's see what this fish is. And it went down instantly. And, okay, well, looks like we got lucky. So we had 4 ice fish back here, and... well, I don't know what the one that we missed catching was, but 3 out of 4 at least were blackberry jellyfish, which is pretty good. But again, you do have a chance to catch non-ice fish, so I will go ahead now and show you the advanced method. Now for the best advanced method in which you will only catch blackberry jellyfish. You won't get the cranky catfish, and you won't get the sand bass. You just want the blackberry jellyfish so you can craft mega snacks, or if you just want that consistent gold flow. So obviously, the very first thing we're going to have is going to be a much better lure so that we can actually catch all the blackberry jellyfish. So the one that I recommend is the rank 3 ice lure, common frost lure. I don't recommend the rank 2 one because I've noticed that it is possible for the blackberry jellyfish to get away even if you have fishing gear on with the rank 2 lure, even though it's a rank 2 fish. However, with the rank 3 lure, because it's a higher level lure, it increases the odds that you actually catch the fish, and I've never let a blackberry jellyfish get away with the rank 3 lure. It only costs 1 more energy per fish that you catch, and I personally think it's worth just getting the rank 3 lure. You also only need to be 1 more fishing level higher to get the rank 3 lure. And another one of the spells that I'm going to explain that you need to be level 6 anyways. So since you're level 6 anyways, to get the other spell, you might as well just get the best lure possible. Now to get this, you do get it from Yuri Smoke Snare. You have to be level 6 to train the spell, and it costs 5,000 gold. You can get all the rank 3 lures from him. Getting rank 6 is not an easy task. I will explain later in this video what fish you should catch to get to rank 6 as easily as possible, but you're going to want the best lure, which is Common Frost Lure. The next spell you're going to want is a fishing utility spell, and it is, instead of Winnow Ice Fish, we want to get just blackberry jellyfish, not cranky catfish, not sand bass. Sand bass, I believe, is a rank 3 fish. If I look it up here real quick, sand bass, yes, it is a rank 3 fish, which is why it's so rare to get here. And then the cranky catfish is a rank 1 fish. There are no other rank 2 fish in this back pond except for blackberry jellyfish. Even if you include all of the schools of fish, literally every single other fish is going to be, rank 2 fish is going to be only a blackberry jellyfish. Unless there's some seasonal fish that I don't know about, but typically seasonal fish are only in that pond, at least from what I've noticed, they only seem to be in that pond. So from this back pond, there is no rank 2 fish other than the blackberry jellyfish. So what we're going to want is Winnow rank 2 fish. Now, to get this spell, you actually need to do the side quest line of fishing, which is the Mushu fishing quest. You do get this spell. Again, if I cast Winnow rank 2 fish, it works the same way as the Winnow ice fish spell worked in the beginner method. However, all these fish here are 100% blackberry jellyfish. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of these fish, all of them are blackberry jellyfish. There's no chance that these are sand bass or cranky catfish or any other fish for that matter. They are the only rank 2 fish that can spawn back here. So second spell you'll need is Winnow rank 2 fish. And then the final spell they're going to need, obviously, if this is during zero energy fishing benefit, this is the most helpful. But also, honestly, even if you have to spend energy to fish, it's still super helpful to have. It is Summon Fish. It is a spell that resets the fishing hole without having to wait 20 minutes. Now, it totally is worth waiting the 20 minutes if you have all day to play and you don't want to spend this extra 10 energy. Again, remember, 10 energy for a member would take around, I think, like 7.5 minutes. So it would take 75 minutes, which is over an hour. So do you want to spend an hour's worth of energy or do you want to wait 20 minutes? Now, obviously, the thing is, you're probably going to want to spend the hour's worth of energy because you'll still catch fish the fastest that way. It's still a more time efficient method to getting all your blackberry jellyfish, because then you won't have to wait 20 minutes each time for the fishing pond to reset. This is a super important fishing spell, one of the most important fishing spells in the entire game, if not the most important fishing spell in the entire game. You're going to use this spell a crazy amount. You need this spell to do your fishing quests in a reasonable amount of time. 10 energy, it is kind of expensive, but it is totally worth it. The way you get this spell, you need to be rank 6 in fishing, once again, just like all the other spells that I've shown, and you get it from Frode Silverscale. It's a hard name to say, who is in Grizzleheim. Rank 6, 8,000 gold required. Looks like we got unlucky. We only got 2 ice fish here, but these are 100% guaranteed blackberry jellyfish. So if I throw down my lure... Well, one thing about the blackberry jellyfish, because they're supposed to be not very easy fish to get, because you're not supposed to be able to get mega snacks this easily in the game, I think. I believe they did nerf the blackberry jellyfish here from when I first discovered this. Or I guess I wasn't the first one to discover it. Someone on one of my live streams way back when told me how to get this way. Yeah, there you go, blackberry jellyfish. Back then, like, you used to consistently get like 4 or 5 blackberry jellyfish each time you summoned. Right now it seems like the average is like 3, and it is actually possible to get just 1. I don't think I've ever seen just 0 blackberry jellyfish, but I have seen it where you winnow rank 2 fish and you only get 1 blackberry jellyfish in the pond, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. There you go. Caught both blackberry jellyfish, and then instead of having to go outside waiting 20 minutes, I would just summon fish, which again respawns all the fish in the pond. Winnow rank 2 fish. Again, it makes its way, it travels across. You see the fish get scared away, and there you go. All the remaining fish in the pond. Looks like we got 3 this time, which seems to be like the average amount of fish that you get with each summon. Yeah, that is the advanced method to fishing for blackberry jellyfish in the Aero Village. It's also, you know, I also showed you the mega snacks and everything, and that is pretty much all you need to know about this fishing location. Again, most important fishing area in the game, in my opinion. So, yeah. Anyways, let's move on to the next area. The next place I'm going to recommend you fish at is going to be the Elephant Graveyard in Zafaria. So, the reason why I recommend this place is because purely for cosmetic reasons, but the wands here that you get are so desirable that I felt like including it in a video like this. I believe that you should know how to fish here. There's also a lot of other things that you can get while fishing here. You can get a lot of gold from fishing here, along with getting all your cosmetic items. And you also have a small chance to get amber every now and then, so depending on how much time you fish here. So, but again, I'm going to show you a beginner's method, how to fish here. I'm going to show you the recommended method, how to fish here. If it's not 0 energy fishing, and then I'm going to show you the best method to fishing here when it is the 0 energy fishing benefit. So anyways, let's get started. So the beginner's method to getting the fishing chests here, which is what we're trying to get again, to get the code wands here, you want to fish for fishing chests. Now, any of these fish in this pond can be a chest. Chests it does not matter what school the fish are. The reason why people in other guides will suggest to you that, you know, catch this school of fish or whatever, which by the way, I believe is not really the way to go about fishing here. It depends on, you know, your expertise with fishing and stuff like that. But the reason why people tell you to go with that is not because that's the highest chance to get a chest. It's just that's because that's the most type of fish that you'll find here. So commonly what you'll hear people say, and honestly what I will suggest to do in the beginner's method is getting Winnow Deathfish. That is a spell you should have. Again, rank 3 in fishing to get that spell. You have to go to Timor Flamecaster in the Labyrinth to train this spell. It costs 1,000 gold once again. I've already explained this in the previous part, but the reason you want to do this is because if I use Reveal Fish School here, there are 3 schools of fish: Death, Ice, and Storm. Now, the reason you want Winnow Deathfish is because there's not that many Stormfish here. There's mostly Deathfish. So if you want to use your energy, if you want to conserve your energy, you want to be able to catch as many fish as possible without having to reset the fishing pond. So you want to use Winnow Deathfish. Now, the ice fish that are here are all Sentinels. Again, refer to my original fishing video where I explain what Sentinels are. Basically, what you need to know is that a Winnow spell will not work on these fish. So when you Winnow Deathfish, you're going to get rid of all non-death fish and non-sentinel fish. So what you're going to be left with if I cast this spell is all the stormfish that you saw earlier that were lighting up, the purple fish, those are all gone. So you have to wait for this thing to go around. And then the only other 2 lures that you're going to need, again, the easiest things, I guess, Lesser Frost Lure, which you're given for free in the game, and Lesser Repose Lure, which is the Death Lure. And the reason you want the Death Lure is because the fish that you're going to find here are rank 2 Death Fish. So again, by having a Death Lure, you do increase your odds of actually catching the fish. With fishing gear, you have a pretty good chance of actually getting the Death Fish. The reason why you want the Ice Lure is because there are ice fish here that you have to fish out first. Now, those are the only 3 spells you need. Again, Repose Lure you get from Lucky Hook Line. Right as soon as you complete your first fishing quest, you can go ahead and buy all the rank 1 lures. Now, the reason why you also need the ice one is because, again, the way the Sentinels work is if I throw down the lure and they're anywhere near the lure, they're going to come right for it. So in the beginner's method, you want to winnow away all the non-death fish, which will also winnow away all the non-sentinel fish. And what you're going to want to go ahead and do is fish out all the sentinels in a small area first. Because, again, it does not matter what school the fish is. There's a random, I don't know the percentage, but there's a random chance that a fish could be a chest. So if you catch the fish, you have a chance to get a chest. Now, obviously, I don't really recommend this method too much because sentinels on a rank 1 lure are super hard to catch. So as you can see, I just failed twice there. I even have some fishing gear on, and I'm still failing. Let's see if third time's a charm. Hopefully, we'll see. Maybe. There it is. So again, the Pacu-Man is the rank 1 fish. Now again, you can get some decent gold from this area, but the main thing we're trying to get here is chests. So obviously, you fish out either all the sentinels on one side, or you can just fish out a few just so that you clear a path to try to catch these death fish. So then let's go ahead and send this death lure out, and that is just a little bit far, so it's going to take some time. Some of these fish do move very slowly. Again, non-sentinel fish are super slow. This is the beginner's method. You're not going to want to do this in the advanced methods, but this is what we have to work with. And there we go. You're going to find codfathers and soul searchers. I believe those are the two easiest fish you find here. So that's basically what you're going to want to do. You want to fish out the entire side. Remember, once you finish one side, you can then go to the other side. Go ahead and fish over there. Again, both sides, you have a chance to get chests. You winnow death fish on one side. It'll winnow it on all the other ponds in that area. So, yeah. And basically what you do is, let's say you somehow have enough energy to where you fished every single fish out, including the death fish and the sentinels, and you still have energy left. Then what you're going to want to go ahead and do is, again, leave the area for 20 minutes, come back after 20 minutes, and without using summon fish, the fish will have respawned. So that is the beginner's method. You keep on doing that, you get fishing chests. From the fishing chest, there's a chance that you could get a code wand, and that's how you get your code wands. That is the best way to do it. That's the beginner's method. But obviously, that's not my recommended method. Now for my recommended method during non-double energy fishing, so not just normal fishing time where, you know, you have to spend energy to cast fishing spells, and it's pretty much the same thing. Again, you just want a death lure, an ice lure, and winnow death fish. And the reason for that is because, again, if you use a higher level death lure, the highest level as a matter of fact, I think you could get away with just a rank 2 lure. Again, that just means that you spend 1 less energy per catch. I'm just going to go ahead and use a rank 3 lure again. To get the rank 2 lures, you talk to Harek Silverscale, who is in Northgard and Grizzleheim, and he sells it for 5,000 gold apiece. And then the rank 3 lures are rank 6 plus. You have to be rank 5 in fishing for the rank 2 lures. For the rank 3 lures, you need to be rank 6 plus in fishing. So I'm a rank 7 right here. And they also cost 5,000 gold, but you get them from Timor Flamecaster in the Labyrinth once again. The only difference from the beginner method is you just want higher level lures, and mainly it's for the ice lure and also for the death lure, because again, without fishing gear, you're going to want at least a rank 2 lure to catch the death fish easily, but mainly for the sentinels. Sentinels are really, really annoying to catch. Like, oh, there we go. We actually got a fishing chest right there. So you can also get things like cobalt, furniture items, and also you're guaranteed 2,000 gold from each chest in this area. But if you use a rank 3 ice lure, that's like the highest chance you're going to have of catching a sentinel, and by having, you know, a lot of fishing luck as well. So obviously, again, get your fishing gear if you can. There we go, 2 in a row. I don't even have my fishing boots, and already the rates are definitely better with a higher rank lure with sentinels. Even though they're only rank 1 sentinels, again, have a rank 3 lure. That's my recommended method. Again, same thing. Winnow death fish. Fish out all the sentinels in the area, then fish out the death fish. And if you have energy remaining, wait 20 minutes, come back. Do repeat the same process until you get a chest, and the chest contains the code wand that you want. Now let's move on to the best method, which you can only do during 0 energy fishing. Now for the best method, I could have just done this whole thing in just one take, because again, the spells are the exact same for the most part. You don't have to really get many new spells. There's only like 1 or 2 new spells that you'd have to get for this advanced method. Again, this is the absolute fastest way to get the fishing chest from here. Not the most energy efficient way, because again, this is assuming 0 energy fishing is a thing. So, 1, you're going to want a way to resummon the fish. So, the first way is obviously by having the summon fish spell, which I believe I did go over in the previous part. But summon fish, basically, it resets the entire fishing pond. And yeah, then you can, like, as soon as you're done fishing, instead of having to wait 20 minutes, which I believe it, like, yeah, so instead of having to wait 20 minutes, you just reset the fishing pond and you get all your fish back. But the important thing here is you're not going to want to catch the death fish, and you're not going to want to winnow death fish. And the reason for that is because if I were to catch a normal fish, you obviously have to wait for the fish to come over to the lure. You have to wait for it to bob the lure. Sometimes it takes like, 3 or 4 attempts for it to actually pull it down. And then once it finally pulls it down, that's when you can press spacebar or click on the spell to finish casting the spell. And then all that just to get one fish, which is not even going to be guaranteed to give you a chest. No, with zero energy fishing, the fastest way you can fish for chests is you're going to want to go to fish catching spells. And you're going to want your highest rank lure, and you only want to catch the sentinel fish. Again, same chances to get the chest from all the fish, because chests, there's a fixed percentage chance. Obviously, different areas have different chance to get chests, and maybe there is a little bit of variance with school, but for fishing here, the fastest way you're going to get your chests is from sentinels. And because, again, the way sentinels work, they'll run after your lure. They're going to pull it down on the first shot. In fact, as soon as they grab it, you literally just press your button or your spell or whatever, and right there, I just got unlucky. But yeah, you just press your button right away, and you're gonna catch the sentinel. Let's see if I can show you one time. Right there. As soon as it tapped the lure, I just catch it right away, and I actually got a wand, not a code wand, but I did get a chest right there, and there you go. That is what you do. That's the fastest way to get fishing chests in this area. Fastest way to get code wands from the game if you want them. And again, you're not gonna catch the death fish. You're only gonna catch the sentinels, and then as soon as all the sentinels are gone, you're going to use either summon fish to reset the entire pond, or you use a better spell, which is buoy chests. And I'm going to show you that spell. It's a fishing utility spell. It costs 2 more than summon fish. It does the same thing as summon fish, except the fish that spawn, there's a double chance for there to be a chest. So, and I believe the way this works, now, don't quote me on this, but I believe the way it works is, let's say there's a 5% chance for each fish here to be a chest. I believe that makes it so that there is now a 10% chance for a fish to be a chest. So again, 2 extra energy, but again, this method is for when it's during 0 energy fishing benefit, so energy does not matter. It doubles the chance that you actually get a chest from it. So you want to get this spell. The way you get this spell is, unfortunately, you have to complete the entirety of the fishing quest. That is the best method to getting all your code wands from here, all your chests rather, and you do it during the 0 energy fishing benefit. Now, the third and final place I will show you today that is among my top 3 best places to fish in Wizard101 is going to be the Polarian Shipwreck house. Now, you can find it the same way you found the other 2 houses, by using castle tours. In fact, if you're going to fish here, you probably don't already own the house, because the thing that we're trying to fish for, one, is going to be shining scales. Shining scales are extremely important because for the 125 revered weapon, which is still one of the best PvE weapons in the game, you actually need 3 shining scales to craft that, and the only easy way to get them is by fishing. And this house seems to drop those shining scales pretty frequently. I've gotten like 60 of them from fishing here on my other account, and that is way more than you need. That is way more than you're ever going to need on one account. So yeah, I've gotten so many shining scales, and the way you get them is from fishing chests. So from the fishing chests, obviously you get the shining scales. However, in the Polarian Explorers bundle, you also get a Battle Narwhal mount, which is a stat boosting 2% extra damage mount. The mount is one of the coolest looking mounts in the game in my opinion, and also it gives you stat boost as well. So it's really a win-win in terms of like what you could expect from a mount. Now, it is extremely rare to get this mount. I have spent 30 hours on one of my other accounts total. Now, not exactly 30 hours. I did streams that were a total of 30 hours long, in which for pretty much the entire stream I was just straight up fishing here. But I spent a long time. The point is I spent a lot of time fishing here, and I've still not gotten the Battle Narwhal mount. However, I have gotten pieces of gear from the Polarian Explorers bundle, and what I've pretty much deduced from that is the drop rate from the chest. So from each chest that you get, it appears that there is a 1% chance to get any piece of the Polarian Explorers bundle gear dropped. Now, there are 5 different pieces of gear from that set. Obviously, you have the hat, robe, and boots, which are the 3 things that I got. And then there's also the pickaxe, which is the wand, and then the last piece of gear would be the mount. So from that, there's a 1/5 percentage chance that from each chest you're going to get a Battle Narwhal. Now, that is an extremely low chance, but obviously the main reason you're going to be here is for the shining scales. There's a very high chance to get them. You get them from the fishing chests, obviously, and you have an added bonus of also potentially getting a really amazing mount from here, which is why it's one of my top 3 best places to fish. Now, From here, I have 3 separate methods. There's going to be an absolute beginner's method where, let's say you really don't have, you don't want to do fishing, which one, I highly don't recommend you use the beginner's method on this place, but yeah, there is the beginner's method. There is a super highly recommended method, which does not require you to complete all the fishing quests, and you still have a chance to get fishing chests from here. And then there's the absolute best method, which honestly, I highly recommend you actually do the best method, because that will get you a specific spell that will show you that doubles the chance at which you get your chests. So anyways, let me go ahead and show you the beginner's method first. Now, the beginner's method, the easiest method, the one that you don't have to do anything at all, pretty much, and in this case, you literally don't have to do anything at all, is the only spell that you need is this spell right here. I'm going to show you fish catching spells. This one. This is the only spell that you need. Let me explain to you why. In the Polarian Shipwreck house, there are 3 separate fishing areas. There's this, actually technically 4. So this area right here contains a lot of fish. If you walk over here, there's an area right here that has a lot of fish. If I go over to this side of the house over there, there's another area just like there that's a little bit smaller, but it also has a lot of fish. And then there's also a secret area inside the house that I'll show you later on, because for this beginner's method, you actually don't want to fish there. Honestly, if you're doing the beginner's method, you just want to fish in these outskirts, so like these areas and that area over there. If I go ahead and again, you don't need to use this spell, but if I go ahead and use fishing utility spells, if I reveal fish school, as you can see, it's pretty much just ice fish with a few firefish scattered around. The light fish, the only reason that's there, that's a seasonal fish. You normally will not ever see that fish. It's this shamrock fish. Obviously, we're around St. Patrick's Day. It's around that time. I believe it's already passed, but we are around that time, so there is a shamrock fish, which is a seasonal fish. But again, pretty much all ice fish with a few firefish scattered around. Now, the easiest way, if you cannot get any of the spells in the harder methods, then the easiest way to do it is literally just use a frost lure, a rank 1 ice lure, and catch all the fish. Again, pretty much all of them are ice fish. They're rank 2 fish, granted, but you have a very high chance. Actually, not all. Actually, no. Most of them are actually rank 1 fish, I think. Yeah, because there's garfish, there's ice kudas, there are, I believe, I'm not sure. I think those are the 2 rank 1 fish, and then there's also a doodle fish, which is actually rank 2, excuse me. And then the firefish they get here are the dragon eel fish, which are also rank 2. So obviously with the firefish, there's a good chance they're going to get away with the frost lure, but it's a lot better than, like, I feel like, obviously you could go ahead and get to rank 3 fishing and get winnow ice fish, but I think it's just unnecessary. There's still a pretty high chance that you're going to catch the firefish, even with a rank 1 ice lure. So you might as well just save yourself the 7 energy. Or you could, you know, get to level 3 and spend the 7 energy, whichever one you prefer. I guess in the beginner's method, we'll also add winnow ice fish to it, but you don't 100% need it because, again, almost all these fish are going to be ice fish. So yeah, now I did say ice kuda and stuff, and that is because, and I'm sure I've already explained this. I'm recording this before I explain the second method, but basically any fish that you catch in the pond, if that area has the potential to drop fishing chests, then any fish in the pond has the potential to be a fishing chest. So all those ice kudas, that ice kuda that I caught, that could have been a fishing chest, and that fishing chest is what gives you any of the random loot drops that are in the loot table. Again, 1% of those drops will probably be a piece of gear. So every 100 or so chests, you can expect to have gotten 1 piece of Polarian gear. And and again, this is just my prediction. I don't 100% know this information. I'm just assuming because obviously King's Isle, they had to add a percentage for what the drop rate would be. They are all droppable, all these things that I've gotten. And I opened like 300 something chests and I've gotten 3 pieces of Polarian gear. So from that, I'm just going to assume that it's, you know, every 100 chests, it's like a 1% chance or something to get Polarian gear. So yeah, but that is the beginner's method. Again, you literally just wait for the fish to get near you and you just throw out this lure, and that's how you do it. But again, look at how far these fish are. Look at how far this lure can reach. It can only go there, and look at how far the fish can go. You can only throw your lure so far, and I honestly don't recommend just using the beginner method. If you really just want to get shining scales, you really don't want to do fishing quests, this is the only reason that that's literally the only reason that you should ever use this beginner's method, because there are definitely better methods which require a little bit of work to get to. So next up, I'll show you the recommended method. All right, now this second method is what I believe is the best way to fish for these chests if you are not in the 0 energy fishing benefit. And the difference is, obviously we're still going to fish in these outside docks. We're not going to do the inside secret area. I'm going to show that in the final fishing method. But for this one, this is the best fishing method for without 0 energy fishing. We're going to be in these docks again, and the spells they're going to need, instead of the rank 1 lure, I'm actually going to go ahead and suggest the rank 2 lure. And that is because, again, there are rank 2 fish here, ice fish, and if you want to not fail at catching those ice fish, then I highly suggest that you use this. Again, with fishing gear, I believe that I don't think there's a way that you can actually fail catching the fish with a rank 2 lure. Again, to get this, you buy this spell from Harrick Silverscale, who's in Northgard and Grizzleheim, for 5,000 gold. Again, you need to be ranked 5 in fishing to get this, so make sure to stay tuned to this video, to where I'm gonna walk you really quickly, give you an overview of what fish you should catch to get to rank 6, as basically to get to rank 6 as fast as possible, because rank 6 is the highest level in fishing in which spells are locked to a specific rank, I believe. The rest of the fishing spells are locked to specific quests, so definitely stay tuned for how to go in depth on how to get all that. But yeah, rank 5, Harrick Silverscale, 5,000 gold to get this spell. The next spell I'm going to suggest, obviously, Winnow Ice Fish. Again, you need to be rank 3 to buy this spell. You need to have 1,000 gold to buy this spell, and you get it from Timor Flamecaster in the Labyrinth, as I explained earlier on in the first, the first recommended place. And the reason is because at this point we're spending a little extra energy to guarantee that we're going to catch the fish by using the rank 2 lure. So we want to save energy in other ways. If we want to guarantee that we're going to catch every single fish, we have to get rid of the few firefish that are here, and it only costs 7 energy. If you think about it, that saves us from potentially 3 fishing fails, which is totally possible. There's enough firefish here that I believe it is, even with fishing gear, it is possible to fail at catching all those fish. So I think 7 energy is not a terrible investment. And yeah, so Winnow Ice Fish, then use the rank 2 lure, and that is pretty much it. I'm not even going to recommend that you use summon fish, because if you fish in all 4 areas, right here, and that dock over there, and in the secret area, which I will show in the next method. And by the way, the next method, you only fish in that secret area. So you in these first 2 methods, if you have the energy, then definitely go down to the secret area as well before you resummon all your fish or whatever it is. And again, the way you're going to resummon is you're going to wait the 20 minutes out instead of using 10 energy, because there are so many fish here. Again, I'm going to go ahead and use Winnow Ice Fish. If I can find it, utility spells. Winnow Ice Fish, I'm going to go ahead and use it, 7 energy. It will take a while because it has to travel all the way to the ends, but after the spell has gone through, and I actually don't know, does it affect this area as well? I'm not really sure. It does, yeah, so it affects every single pond in that house. So yeah, once that spell has gone through, Winnow Ice Fish will get rid of every single non-ice fish. But as you can see, there are still a ton of fish here. Look at how many fish there are here. Bam, bam, right there. Right there, boom. Right here. Look at all these fish. Same thing in the other dock, and same thing in that secret area that I'll show you soon as well. There are plenty of fish to fish from, and it will literally take you at least 20 minutes to get all these fish. And again, fish reset without using summon fish after 20 minutes anyways. So again, exit and re-enter the house, and you'll save yourself 10 energy each time. Now, one other spell that I don't know, I believe I forgot to mention for this method, you may want to use Charm Fish to save time. Again, this is totally optional. But again, I mean, if you're going to try to catch every single fish and you want to be as efficient as possible, then use Charm Fish. It costs 5 energy each time you cast it. You should only have to use it like a few times. You could also pair it with Fish Lullaby, which prevents them from moving at all. So that you Charm Fish, you Fish Lullaby, you catch all the fish, and then you're good to go. So you don't have to keep on spamming Charm Fish over and over again. You try to mess around with it, see how energy efficient you can get by combining these 2 spells. But both of these spells, Charm Fish. Let me just make sure I have this correct. Yeah, Charm Fish and Fish Lullaby can both be purchased from Frode Silverscale. To get them, you do need to be rank 6 in fishing, so definitely do those, catch all those different types of fish. Stay tuned in this video where I'll explain those. 10,000 gold for each spell. It's the same place you get summon fish from, so honestly, from that guy, you should just train all the spells that he offers. So get all those and use all those to fish for every single fish in the area. Come back after 20 minutes have passed, exit and re-enter, and that is the best way to do it if zero energy fishing is not an active member benefit. So now let me show you the best method, the fastest way to fish for chests in this area that you should only use during zero energy fishing. All right, and for the final best method, let's say you're crazy like me. Let's say you have an infinite amount of time and you just feel like you want to get that battle narwhal, or let's say you just want to fish for all the shining skills so you never have to fish here again. What is the fastest way to fish here? Also, what is that secret place that you keep talking about that I am telling people to go through for the other two methods if you fished out all those outside areas and you're waiting for that 20 minutes to end? It is right here. So if you go down here, you go along this icy path that you can speed forward. If you go all the way over here, actually I went too far. If you go all the way over here, you'll notice that the wall here is kind of cut out in a weird way. What is that wall? Why does it look like that, dude? Like, did the devs accidentally, like, did they not polish this house as well? No, that is intentional. You can actually walk right through this wall and enter this secret fishing area where, as you can see, one, I don't need to use charm fish at all. Like, look, I can literally walk around the entire pond. If I were to go ahead and throw out a lure, a rank 2 ice lure. Whoops. Looks like I'm too far, but as you can see, look, I can reach the center of it. That's the main point here. I can reach the center of the fishing pond. So basically, no matter where the fish is, you are always able to catch it. You don't need to use charm fish at all here. And this method requires a ton of energy because, one, the reason why you're fishing here is because you don't have to keep on spamming charm fish. You can basically just keep on catching fish over and over and over again and respawn the pond and keep on catching them over and over again. It is the fastest way to catch fish in the Polarian Shipwreck house. However, the spells that you're going to need are different because, again, we want to maximize the speed at which we do this. We don't use Winnow Ice Fish because we're trying to catch every single fish. Even if it's a fish that, it's going to let go away, we're going to, take the risk of the fish getting away because, again, that fish that gets away, by winnowing the fish away, that's a chest that we could have potentially winnowed away. So what you're going to want to do is use the rank 3 ice fishing spell, the common frost lure. Again, you get this spell from Yuri Smokesnare and Dragonspire in the Athenaeum. This spell guarantees that you catch any ice fish provided you have fishing gear, and again again with fishing gear you have a decent chance to catch the firefish as well. So that is the first spell that you need. Another spell that you're going to need is you want a way to resummon the fish. However, instead of using summon fish, you could use summon fish. You only have to get to rank 6 to do this. However, I recommend you get this spell right here, Buoy Chests 1. This right here costs 2 more energy than summon fish. However, it has an extra effect of doubling the chance that you catch a chest. And I believe, actually, again, I'm recording this before I do this, the elephant graveyard portion, but this spell right here, I've already explained what it does. So I guess you already know what this does, but again, do all the fishing quests in the game, get this spell, resummons the fish, but it also doubles the chance that you get chests, which is why you want to use this here. So now there's a double chance that we actually catch a chest from each of these fish. So those are the only 2 spells that you need. Literally those 2 spells. Again, Buoy Chest is really hard to get. But again, if you don't have Buoy Chests available, you'll still need to be rank 6 fishing to get summon fish. If you don't want to have to wait 20 minutes. Because again, this is the fastest way to fish for fishing chests in the Polarian Shipwrecks. I've done this for 30 hours. There's no better way. And again, you want to do it in this area because all the fish are easily accessible. Once you're done fishing for them, you just Buoy Chest again to resummon the fish. And you just keep on going over and over again until hopefully you've either gotten, all your shining scales, or you gotten your battle narwhal, or you get, some fish, which eventually you're going to have to sell, but it is what it is. That is pretty much it. That's the fastest way to fish for fishing chests in this house. And that should do it. You now have the knowledge to be able to use fishing as best as possible. I will also work on a video where I walk you through the entire fishing quest line and how to get every spell so that you can follow the best methods as well. So once again, be sure to subscribe to the channel to get notifications, or you can join the ferric Discord server. Here we have an amazing and active community that really cares a lot about this game, and you can find help for PvP, pet training, PvE, gardening, crafting, and even fishing until I make the fishing quest and spell guide. If you don't want expensive kiosk catches or you don't want to trade expensive treasure cards for hatches, you can also check out the pet catalog, where our amazing pet lenders lend pets for free, no strings attached. Also, if you want to know the best way to copy pets, be sure to check out my pet copying guide as well. Links for everything can be found in the description below. Anyways, thank you all so much for staying until this point. Type in the comments, "I was here, feel strong man," if you made it this far, and as always, have a good evening.